Good girl. Good job. Good job. Good. All right.
Chill out, Minnow.
Good job. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that was crazy, but not really on her part, so I'm okay with that. Didn't pull my arm off. Still walking pretty controlled after incidents like that. You know, where really it's the other dog's fault. That dog's being crazy. You want to slow your pace, kind of reset it a little bit. Now, the only reason that I did like a full down, sit and down like that was because, stop, sit, good girl. They were kind of far away, okay, and it seemed like something she wanted to do, so that's fine with me. But no, you don't need to go put the dog in a full down every time you're working. And that dog went nuts, and not a single noise out of her, which is great. She's really trying to be the boss out on the walk, so all we got to do is, one, maintain our pace. Don't let her set the pace. And two, you want to keep her on one side. So keep her on the right side. No dog here, but a bunch of people. Still keep her on one side. Good girl. Seems fine passing people. Good girl. Oh, she was pretty good, you know, kind of sitting for that whole time with the dogs. And then we got the double whammy because I didn't realize there was a dog behind that fence there. But hopefully you can see a little bit of that on the video too. She did not bark at the dog behind the fence, even though that dog was barking like crazy. So, when you have leash reactivity, I know that's her main thing here, right? You want to be addressing it on all fronts, not just the front of where it manifests, which is out on walks. You want to be addressing it in their whole life. What do I mean by that? I talked about it a little bit in the last video. You need to keep up with her obedience. Her obedience with you has to be incredibly, incredibly strong. If she's lacking at all in obedience, she's not performing her commands daily, you're going to get much less out of your dog out on walks. So keep that obedience high. 2, her socialization needs to be met. So you need to have some sort of regular play dates set with the dog, whether that's like, you know, you pay to go to daycare, you go to parks, you have a neighbor or friend with dogs. Some dogs can be fine just on their own, but since she already has ample leash reactivity, you have to keep up with her socialization on a regular basis. So every day finding a social outlet for her. If you can't do it every day, do it as much as you can. And then the last would just be actually working on the leash reactivity. So working on your loose leash walking. You can work on reactivity without her reacting. And ideally we should. In the moments where she reacts, it's not much to work on other than damage control, right? But if you could get a heel like this going, right? I'm barely holding the leash, swaying my arm. If you can get your dog to heel like this on a slip lead, you're on your way to working through reactivity. But if you can't do this, you can't do the other. They go together. Third would be her exercise. Her exercise has to be met every day as well. If you can't meet a Belgian male's exercise requirements, they're going to be real pent up, and they're going to be more likely to act out and react. Okay, so there's a lot you can do outside of just working her on leash, although that is obviously a part of it. Good girl. It's not the entire thing. There's a lot that builds into reactivity, but it can be broken down between those three things: exercise, obedience, socialization. If you have those things down, then you should, then you're ready to go out and work on your walks. I have nothing negative to say about that whole incident with the other dogs there. I feel like it was super crazy, right? You had the two dogs coming from the one side and they were pulling real hard. And then, which I actually didn't account for, you had the other dog in the yard that started barking like crazy. I didn't hear a single noise out of her, which is perfect. She didn't rip my arm off. I do want to note how I'm holding the lead. This is my number one and only leash grip I would recommend. You want to give her the full leash, but you want to make sure she knows how and when to use it, right? So she can use it out to my side, because then we stay in a heel. She can't be out in front of me the entire time. That puts her already in a defensive stance. We don't want to add to that. So, right, see how I have the leash over my hands so it doesn't slip off. Through here, you grab like that, and then it's just like holding onto a peg, right? Strong. Now, although I'm strongly gripped here, I'm not sending that message down the leash, especially when we see dogs. Don't shorten up the leash. Don't tense up the leash. Nice and loose, relaxed. And the more she's around dogs, the more she's exercised regularly, and the more she's in practice with her obedience regularly, the better your leash reactivity will be. But you have to do all parts of it. You have to meet her exercise needs, you have to work on your obedience, strengthen your obedience, and you have to give her a social outlet. If we can't achieve those three things, we're setting her up for failure when we pass dogs. We want to desensitize the dogs, right? How do we desensitize the dogs? We increase socialization. We want to improve her leash walking skills. How do we improve her leash walking skills? We improve her obedience. We want to essentially utilize all three: exercise, obedience, socialization, to shape our behavior out on leash. Fantastic heel, barely holding. And that was how we started our walk. Basically, that was around like the first corner, as you saw when the video started. And it started off crazy like that. Just because you have an incident, maybe it doesn't, like that. Maybe it looks like that, maybe it doesn't. It doesn't mean you have to have a crazy walk. Slow your pace. Regain your composure. And get back out there. Don't be discouraged. Nice and slow. Good girl. Nice work. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you.